I still remember the exact moment I realized my own blood saw my son as disposable. It was a drawing. A single sheet of paper Milo handed me under the fireworks, his small fingers trembling just a little. Everyone else on the boat, laughing stick figures under exploding colors. And there, off to the side, one tiny lone figure on the pier. Darker lines, heavier strokes. "That's me," he whispered. "Side characters get the best views sometimes." He was 11, and he already knew where he stood in their story. I Metan, 42 years old. I cut into brains for a living, hold people's souls between my fingertips for hours at a time, praying I don't slip. But that night, watching the sky light up while my boy tried to smile through the hurt, I couldn't fix a damn thing. Let me take you back to how it all started unraveling. Life looked good on paper. I'm a neurosurgeon in St. Augustine now, married to Sophia, dad to Lucas, my Lucas, who I've raised since he was barely out of diapers. I adopted him when he was 5. His bio, dad, vanished long before I ever showed up, and as far as I'm concerned, that chapter never existed. We have a house on the ocean. 4 bedrooms, wide decks, the kind of place that smells like salt and sunscreen, even in winter. I bought it 5 years ago when the money finally started pouring in. I thought it would be a gift, a place for family. My family had other ideas. I grew up an hour west, in a small town where doctor means you hit the lottery and everyone gets a ticket. Mom, Dad, my brother Caleb, my sister Harper. I'm the oldest, the one who got out. When I started making real money, I did what I thought you're supposed to do. Paid off their debts, covered taxes, sent monthly checks so groceries weren't a worry. Co-signed Caleb's truck. Gave Harper 30 grand when her husband's construction gig collapsed. Replaced air conditioners, bought generators after storms, put them up in hotels when hurricanes rolled through. And the beach house? I told them it was for all of us. Big mistake. They started calling it the family house. Booking weekends without asking. Texting Sophia like she ran a bed and breakfast. Leaving sand tracked through every room, broken remotes, spilled wine, stains they never mentioned. I paid for cleaners. Replaced furniture. Swallowed it all. Because that's what you do, right? You provide. But they never swallowed anything when it came to Lucas. He's quiet. Always has been. Loves books thicker than his arm. Draws entire galaxies in the margins of his notebooks. Loud rooms overwhelm him fast. My parents never said it out loud. At first, but the message was clear. Caleb's 3 boys and Harper's 2 girls were the real grandchildren. Lucas was Sophia's kid. The step. Christmas stockings embroidered with names. Except his was plain red, last minute from the dollar store. Family photos where someone forgot to call him into the frame. At gatherings, he'd sit on the edge of the couch, knees pulled up, watching the chaos like he didn't quite belong. I told myself it would get better. Told myself they were old school. Told myself a lot of lies. Then came last 4th of July. I cleared my schedule, miracle in my line of work. Rented a big pontoon, jet skis, the works. Wanted one perfect weekend. Morning of, I'm on the phone with a resident about a post-op bleed. By the time I get to the dock, everyone's boarding. Coolers, speakers, kids screaming with excitement. Everyone except Lucas. He's sitting alone at the end of the pier, sketchbook closed on his lap, towel folded tight like a shield. "Hey, bud," I say, sitting beside him. "Ready to go?" He shrugs. Doesn't look up. They said there wasn't room. I look at the boat. Plenty of room. Easily 6 empty seats. Harper waves from the deck. "We're at capacity, Ethan. Coast Guard rules." I count. 15 people. Boat holds 20. There's space. I call back. Lucas can sit with me. Her husband jumps in. "We already balanced the weight, man. Safety first." Dad raises his beer, smirking. "You two can take the jet ski later. Let the cousins have their fun." The cousins. One of Harper's kids mutters loud enough for everyone to hear. He's not even a real cousin anyway. Silence. No one corrects him. Lucas whispers, "It's okay." I get seasick. He doesn't. He loves the water more than any of them. I should have roared. Should have dragged someone off that boat and put my son in their place. Should have turned the whole day to ash. Instead, I swallowed it again. The boat pulled away. They waved. Music blared. Lucas watched until they were a speck, then opened his sketchbook and drew alone while I pretended everything was fine. That night, he gave me the drawing, and something inside me cracked open. But that wasn't the worst of it. Fast forward to May. I'm in scrubs, exhausted, picking at takeout at the kitchen island. Lucas half asleep on the couch, switch glowing in the dark. My phone lights up. Group text from Harper. Family reunion at the beach house locked in for August. 48 people for nights. Stock the fridge by Friday. Can't wait. No question. No, are you free? Just an order. I stare at the message, so long the screen dims. I type no. Bubbles appear. Disappear. Appear again. Harper. We're coming anyway. What are you gonna do? Change the locks. I don't reply. Because by then, I'd seen the Facebook event. Carter Family Beach Bash. Cover photo. My deck at sunset. Location. Ethan's beach house. Our family place. Guest list. Mom, Dad, Caleb and his whole crew, Harper and hers, church friends, co-workers, random buddies. Food sign-ups. Fireworks. Bunk room assignments. No Sofia. No Lucas. Then I scroll to the comments. Harper, don't worry about Lucas. He's sensitive. Probably better if he stays with Sophia's parents. They hate the beach anyway, lol. Mom, red heart. Someone, wait, Lucas isn't coming? Harper, we'll do a day visit of course. But the overnight stuff is for the real cousins winking face. Real cousins. My vision blurred. Pulse pounding in my temples like I'm in the ore and the monitor just flatlined. I screenshot everything. Called Mom that night. Hey, saw the reunion plans. I said, trying to keep my voice level. You didn't ask if the dates worked. Oh honey, we knew you'd be fine with it. You never used the house in August. We were planning a trip there. 48 people isn't too many, is it? It's family. And the comments about Lucas? Silence. That was just Harper being Harper. You know she jokes. Jokes about excluding my son from his own home. He's different, Ethan. We didn't want him overwhelmed. You mean you didn't want to accommodate him? Don't make us the villains here. You're hoarding your blessings. I hung up. Something snapped. Friday morning, the day they were all supposed to arrive, I made 4 phone calls. First, Community Gate. Removed every recurring guest pass under Carter, Reed, or Bennett. Guest list now. Ethan Hayes, Sophia Hayes, Lucas Hayes. That's it. Second, Smart Lock app. Reset every code. New one only the 3 of us know. Third, the credit card I'd given them years ago for emergencies. Transferred out the balance. Froze the card. Recent charges, Costco runs, fireworks, cases of beer. Fourth, private security. 1 guard at the gate, 1 near the driveway. Just in case. By noon, we were at the house. Just us. Lucas running barefoot on the deck, setting up his hammock. The one Grandma once called a fire hazard. My phone exploded. First SUV at the gate. Then Harper's van. Then more. Coolers. Floaties. Kids bouncing in seats. Harper called. I'll let it ring. Gate guard called. Dr. Hayes? Large group here. Very upset. Say they have permission. Their names aren't on the list. One want to speak to you. Put her on. Harper's voice. Sharp. Furious. Are you serious right now? Open the gate. No. We drove hours. The kids. You planned a 4-day takeover of my house without asking. Then excluded my son. Turn around. Dad grabbed the phone. We raised you. This is how you repay us. You decided my son isn't real family. Access revoked. Mom wailing in the background. You're tearing us apart over that boy. Blood is thicker. You drew the bloodline, I said. Not me. Hung up. 10 minutes later, guard again. They're leaving, sir. Slowly. I watched the feed. Cars turning. 1 by 1. Gone. That night, my cousin Nora showed up. Uninvited by them, invited by me. Brought her 2 girls who actually like Lucas. They played cards until midnight. Real cousins. The texts kept coming for days. Guilt. Rage. Tears. But for the first time in years, the house was quiet. Just waves. Just laughter that belonged here. Just us. I still think about that drawing. The lone figure on the pier. Never again. If it were you, if your own family drew that line in the sand and left your child on the wrong side of it, would you forgive them? Thanks for watching. Do subscribe for more stories.